Hey guys, and Blockland Formers, Nighthawk here, and today we are going to look at two new pedal cars, a closer look at what's inside the Genesis, and a new look into these laser tag weapons. Let's get started. I've made a lot of progress in my add-ons on Blockland recently, and I thought I'd show them off. So, as you can see, we have three new vehicles. Well, actually, you've seen this one before already, but I want to give you a closer look because I felt like I haven't shown off that much. And then we'll get an inside look at these new weapons right here. You may have saw a teaser image of this one right here, but we're going to get to some explanations. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the weapons, and then we'll move on to the cars. So, this is the new Laser Tag 2.0 weapon pack, and I say 2.0 because in the past I made a laser tag weapon set that was just private to my server, but I never released it. It was pretty much a pack when I first started making add-ons because I used to know how to make decals, and then I moved to making weapons, and it was pretty fun. So I thought I'd renovate the pack and just make a new pack. So yeah. So, we got 4 weapons so far, and I do have a plan to make these multicolored, like maybe have separate add-on files to have separate colors, but I am talking with a former right now to figure out how I'm going to do that, or how I should do it, theoretically. And, yeah, there's more weapons to come your way. This is just like the first 4 so far, and let's go ahead and get started. So before I begin, I'm just going to go ahead and spawn in a blockhead bot as a little dummy here. Ah! Hit me there. Just have your wrench out, okay? Turn them off. Hit send. Events. Bot spawn. Bot. Set bot powered. Off. Okay. Alright, so now we got our dummy here. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the first one here in the back in the middle. So, this is the new semi-automatic pistol. This is kind of similar to the first gun that I made in the original laser tag pack. As you can see, this is what it looks like in my hands. It hides your blockhead hands with some custom gloves as I use them inside the model file itself. It makes some nice noises too. These were imported from the original pack and stuff. And if you can probably notice this right now, if I were to change this to night here, it's glow in the dark. I mean, what's laser tag without darkness and then all the pew-pews and all that stuff? So it takes at least 4 hits to kill an average blockhead. As demonstrated right here. You can hold down the mouse button to keep on firing, if that makes any sense. I tried to base this off like a Bullwinkle's laser tag arena I went to one time, and I just thought I'd make a nicer, cleaner model and just kind of touch it up a bit. Anyway, so the next weapon that I decided to make was a custom shotgun. So it's a shotgun. Again, it has the 2 custom hands with the glove material. It glows in the dark, and don't worry, it will be red, blue, green, yellow in the future. I'm just using white as a test color for now. So if I were just to go pew like that, well, actually if I went like this, you can see that my hand animates, and it kind of just, it gives you that little pumping feeling. And you can hold this down. It wasn't intended to originally. Now, if I remember correctly, it takes 3 to 4 hits to kill a blockhead. 1, 2, yep, okay, 3 hits, which is actually pretty good for offense. Alright, now the next one that we have here is this Revolver, and you may think it looks like a space gun, and I will say it does. I tried to make it look like a revolver at first, but I don't think it worked. I might touch up the model later on, but as you can see, the shell lights up, and then you got a little throw animation, kind of like based off the original Blockland revolvers, and I don't think you've seen the other pull-outs. So there's that one, and there's that one, and then we got this one right here. Just throw that one out. Again, it takes 4 hits to kill a blockhead. This one you have to click in order to fire it. That's what I wanted originally without using the semi-automatic pistol's functionality. And then obviously you can see over here that there's an akimbo version of the Revolver, which I think, to be honest, is a little overpowering. I mean, It uses the same exact Revolver data. I mean, actually, even though I made extra data blocks just so the Akimbo could work, but the projectile is the same exact thing as the original Revolver. So you can just click this 2 times, and you kill him. And it's rapid fire too. Credit goes to the original Guns Akimbo by Eric Hartman, or Bad Spot, the creator of Blockland, for I had to use his code to get the working. So yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the vehicles now. Okay, so as you can see behind the laser tag weapon set, hopefully you enjoyed those, we have a few cars here. So these 2 right here are new. I'm going to get to those soon, but we're going to go ahead and start with the Genesis. Now, if you came from the vehicles topic, or excuse me, the add-ons topic, link in the description, by the way, for all the other YouTube subscribers here watching. This is based off of my real life Ford Crown Victoria LX 1995. So it's part of the Family Cars project pack, and it's for the personal category. So it's like all the personal cars that I have had. And the reason it's named Genesis, the first book of the Bible is that respectively Genesis, and in the first verse of the book of the first chapter is in the beginning. The beginning is my first car, hence the name Genesis. And that's actually what I call my config originally anyway. So here's just a little outside look. We got my NHM badge, and then the name itself. I got the little fake taillights, and then these taillights. And to be honest, I like this model than the original model that I did. And yeah, this one's just a lot cleaner and stuff. And you got the badge right here, some windshield wipers, and all the good stuff. And the really good details on the doors. This was a little bit of a challenge here for me, and I am aware just looking at that. I'll look into it later, but I'll just let you guys know that I am aware of this little glitch right here. It's not really going to affect the car and how it performs or anything, it's just a cosmetic. Anyway, so if I hop inside here, we get this beautifully detailed interior. This can seat 4 people when the real life Crown Vic can seat 6. I've downgraded to 4 just so you want to crush blockheads inside this little interior. So you can turn the wheel just like this. It's all nice and smooth. It just fits really well with the game. Here's the passenger seat look, so you can see everything else. I included the gear initials, park, reverse, neutral, drive, 2nd gear, 1st gear, and then there's the gear shifter right there, and the turn signal indicators on the left side. Then we got some temperature gauges down here, a simple stereo with a few air vents. And in the back seat, a lot of room, nice and cozy. Same thing for this side here. And also I am aware of this little shading error right here. I'm also going to look into that. I'm not sure why that happened, but we'll see what I can do here. So anyway, if I were to go on the outside, we have this new camera view, and I personally like this. I mean, it gives you the feel from Driver 2 and Driver 1, the old PlayStation nostalgia games. I don't know if you guys know it, but like, if you were to hit R2 on the PlayStation 1, it would just go like this, or like this, or if you hit them both, it would turn around. I can't do that right now because it's just how it is. Got a little bit of roll. You got the brake lights, and also the concept of blinkers. And I don't think it's a concept anymore because it works and it's just stable. And I don't have the turn arrows here just yet. I mean, you also get these little flares here. Let me set it back. Let me set it to like a dusk or something like that. But you can see these little flares, and I have those on the Crown Victoria that I own, so I thought I'd just import those. And then you also get the right blinker and the hazard blinkers, of course, respectively. And then you also get the original functioning lights. I need to switch over to the 2016 Crown Victoria released by Tenekasi. He uses bots to power the functioning lights so other people on our multiplayer server can see it. Only the host can really see these headlights here, and that's actually no good. And I need to update those to my other cars as well. Hopefully for you guys to expect that update in the future. So let's just go ahead and get started by driving here on the Stuzzing Night. You can also see the little headlight shell just to let you know that, hey, your headlights are on. So it takes corners quite nicely. I mean, if you go too fast, you're going to have a lot of oversteer, if I remember correctly. I don't know if that's the right term or not. So you got to slow down in order just to take the corners here. So I think that adds a little bit of realism, to be honest. It has a little bit of a drift too, like when you coast, I think that's drifting. I don't know. But then when we hit the brakes, I think you just saw it there, but let's say I'm taking this corner and turning at the same time, you're gonna kind of skid, so just be aware of like how you're driving. But first import it into game, well, actually, it still kind of does it. And, well, it's actually not that bad anymore. I think it's the collision mess that kind of screwed me overboard. Oh, it actually does a little burnout here. Let me do that again. I actually didn't know about this. It does like a little bit of a drift and then a little stutter. That's actually really nice. I actually like that personally. So let's just go ahead and just finish this up here really quick. And I still think it's a great car, and I feel like I've done a really good job. This is, to be honest, has to be the car that I'm mostly proud of here. Also got the brake light here in the roof and all that good stuff, and the simple detailed wheels and all that good stuff. Okay, then we're gonna go for the final jump and over the bikes, and oh, well, okay. let's just go ahead and get out of that really quick. All right. So not only does it have like functioning lights and blinkers, I recently added custom vehicle support to it. Now there isn't that much that you can add to the car with customizations. You can just do simple color combinations, as I quote from Felipe 1020, but still, you can just, yeah, color combinations. It wouldn't hurt anybody, right? I'll add some parts later. Don't worry. I'll add a few, like maybe some police roofs and front bumpers and all that stuff. Anyway, so what you get if you go into your /garage, and if I were to release this as a beta, you scroll down and find Genesis, and I will hit body and it will hit default. And as you can see, got this little nice area here. Let me just go ahead and change it back to the desert here. And also, if you're wondering what this map is, this is the map that I used in the Vortex release video, and also for version 2.0. I don't know whether or not if I'm going to release the track itself, because it is pretty old, and I'm actually trying to renovate it a little bit in a different save file. This is just an older version with like AI bots or whatever. I might do another tutorial on like how to make bots go around a track, or like as an extension to the AI Research tutorial. Which, really quick, thank you guys so much for that support on that video. I was not expecting like the 20+ likes and 1,000 views. Holy crap! Anyway, so as we can see here, this is what the body gets here. These little panels and fenders is what's mostly focused on, and also this little part on the grill. So now you can get a basic idea of what we can do next. The doors, you have default, or you can just rip them out, and then it's just like, ah, where'd my doors go? It's a junk car. Ah, that's never good. But you never know. It's your preference. I'm not gonna judge you for it. Don't worry. And you can also do the same with the hood and the trunk, and I'll get to that shortly. Let's go ahead and go back into garage. Go into front, default, and there is the front like that. Back, same kind of deal, just default. And I think I just realized I'm missing a muffler, because there's supposed to be a muffler. Oops. Ah! There's supposed to be a muffler like right here on the right side bumper, and I don't even know why. I forgot that, so I'm sorry about that, but I'll make sure they had that later. So side, it's just a little spot right down here in the corner, or in the bottom right here. It's not much, but you know. Alright, and now the hood. It's a little white spot here. You can set it to default, or you can rip it off, and then you can see the glorious engine build that I did. Now, to be honest, when doing this engine here, I'd say this was a challenging one, aside from doing the hero. Like, if you guys seen that as a beta, you might have seen the engine build. Like, if you take that off, you can actually see the engine inside. It's kind of a similar build, but I think I'm getting better at it. So, anyway, it's gonna go back into caps lock garage, okay. And you can go back to the trunk. You can color it, of course. That's the only thing I'm gonna do with the trunk. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything else. But then you can also rip the trunk out. And yes, I am aware that these are here. This is just part of how the brake light mesh works. I'll make sure to like model a cube or something so like it can hide this. Anyway, it's got like the boot of a basketball field. I mean, you can almost hide something in here if you really wanted to. So anyway, there's that. And then the roof, I think it's pretty obvious from here on out. It's just default. It makes that. Interior, this will color the seats and the dashboard. I plan to also have a part where you can color the dashboard and the interior walls. Maybe a couple other other ones here and there. Sorry if I heard your eardrums. I heard mine too. Spoiler and decal, there's nothing really to these categories. These are just here for a temporary placeholder because I plan to add a few spoilers, maybe some decals here on the side of the car, maybe some stripes on top. But when I go to add them, just be sure. I always say a drawback is like make sure you don't rip the hood or the trunk off or the doors, or else they just won't fit on the car properly. And that's my apologies. I can't help that because it's custom vehicle support. Anyway, so that's the Genesis side. Let's go ahead and move on now. This is the new speeder for the American Speedster quadricycle kids bikes. If you look at it on the American Speedster website, it fits the little toddlers inside. You take a plastic burn barrel, slap some bike parts onto it, and then get a hardware kit provided by the website, and you get this old holly jolly thing. And this is custom vehicle supported as well. I'll get to that soon, but let's just go ahead and get a quick overview look. They are separate wheels from, actually this one. This is something different here. I'll get to that soon. But these are just new wheels. I don't have a drive wheel for it because I have a feeling that the rear sprocket is hooked up to this axle right here. So I'm just going to keep it that way here. So this bike only uses 2 wheel files. The back wheels and then the front wheels. And there's a reason behind that, and I'll explain that soon. You probably saw it in some other psychic photos. But anyway. So this is an overview of it. If I jump inside, I don't even know why it's like this, but it's ridiculous. I mean, you're smashed into the steering wheel, but if you look outside, you just feel nice and cozy. It's cute, but just take note that this is a kid's bike, so I guess you're supposed to be crammed like this. So my recommendations, if I don't change this, stay in third-person view. It's not going to hurt anything. I might change the camera angle too, because this is too high up, and I'm thinking of like zooming in on the player. Or something like that. Maybe like something like this or something. I don't know. Anyway, there is hands-on steering, and there will not be brake light animations like I did with the handle or brake handles, brake levers on the original Sidekick model. I'm not gonna do that because it's just an extra detail you might not really see this one in. Who gives a rat's butt? Anyway. So let's go ahead and get started. Just drive around. It goes pretty slow, but given it's a bike, you pedal this thing. But we're at about 36 Blockland miles an hour. That's actually not that bad. Given that the barrel is lightweight, and then I'm pretty sure you're using a 1-speed sprocket, but however you build this for your kids, you know. You can also see it also has a little bit of wobbling, and that's part that I had that intended originally because again the barrel is plastic. Anyway, so if I'm going to go into /garage, if this was released as a beta, which I don't think I'm going to do for the American Speedster pack, I'm going to wait till the V1 release, and then yeah, I'm not probably going to buy a beta for this, so sorry about that. So body is default, as we can see here. It already looks amazing just by looking at this. I mean, you can't resist like the looks of this sometimes. It looks pretty cool. Anyway, so we'll go back into the garage, and if I do front, this will be, and if I click default, after I set the colors, it gets this ring of the barrel and then like this little rod to hold these brackets in. And also, I am aware that the steering animation looks messed up. I don't even know why it's like that. I think it's just the brackets here or something. I don't even know. Anyway, let's go back into garage and I'll choose a color for the interior. And if I hit default, it gets this outer ring right here, the steering wheel, and the seat, and the inside. And I think it looks pretty good. Get inside. And you can also tell that the pedals here, that's if you cover the body, so I'm not going to worry about that. Alright, now the next little detail that we got here, we go to the back, and if I select, well, the same color again for the front. So we got you just have the back ring of the barrel, and that's just about it. Go into garage here, get the roof, and hit default. And that's that. Oh, and one little thing I forgot to mention. Not only you can sit here as a driver, but you can stand in the back, and you can ride along! Go kick some butt, Arsenal. Go maybe do some Mario Kart Double Dash, whatever the heck that you want. And don't worry, folks. There will be a motorized variant of this thing. It's probably going to go ridiculously fast, too. I don't even know what's going to go down. But anyway, so next we have, let's see, I'm going to set this to green because I don't know why, but why not? Hardware is default. That's the last thing we're going to color, but you get the back axle, the front steering system, and that's just about it. And then the flags, as you probably saw, that's none as default. That's just the placeholder. Now, finally, let's get on. Speaking of motorized, let's get on to the final vehicle here. So this is the long-awaited Sidekick motorized variant, or Sidekick cart in game. It uses the Predator 212 cc engine as suggested by insert name here on the Blockland forums. I don't have one of these on my real-life Sidekick yet, but I don't think I'd mount it just like this, because you're supposed to use the right wheel here for the drive for that. And oh, I forgot to fix this, but this little sprocket there on the wheel is supposed to be facing where the chain is, so pardon that. And also the V brakes, you can see those aren't supposed to be there. They're supposed to be enforced by these caliper brakes here, there, and respectively on the other side. And we'll get the trailer and all that stuff, and all that data stuff. Now you may think that this is using a different Sidekick model. You're wrong. If I were to go ahead and select the other Sidekick, it's still the same thing. I used the same exact DTS file, except we hid the Predator engine, the caliper brakes, and then we're using different wheels, because there's actually 3 new wheels to the base file. We have the front wheels, the drive wheel, and then the back wheel. Also, I didn't explain really quick why I have 2 wheels on the speeder. So if I were to use the rear tires on the front tires data block, so like if I didn't have the front tires, it wouldn't do this properly, or it wouldn't steer properly. It would look weird. It wouldn't fit in with the animation, and it would just screw things up. It's the same deal with the other bikes, and then also the motorized variant here. So you can always customize the Sidekick as it normally is, but while thinking of the original Sidekick. And if you were to spawn the Sidekick with the same vehicle brick, then you get the same customization from, yeah. Anyway, so if I go ahead and hop on the thing, we get a nice burnout from the rear engine, and it's ridiculous. It's just a little slow, but then it still works. I was trying to make it as realistic as possible from, I don't know, but I tried to make it as realistic as possible if you were to put like an engine on a Sidekick if you built one of these yourself. I mean, also just taking it from this video right here you may be seeing on screen. Anyway, it does at least about 50 Blockland miles per hour, and no more or less. It's still the reason for that is just because this is the heavy duty model, and the Sidekick is kind of slow. I mean, when I speed tested my Sidekick, it's 16 miles per hour pedal powered. I don't even know how fast it's going to be once I get an engine on it. I still have to figure that out. Anyway, it still handles corners pretty good, just like an original Sidekick. I mean, you can still ace the corners without the engine on it or whatever. So, yeah, it's just a nice little touch. Maybe think of adding a custom exhaust pipe to the front of the Predator engine to like go out, and then maybe have a little emitter. I might know how to do that just by looking into a different vehicle file here. Anyway, oh geez, okay, almost failed that. Anyway, and then let's see. There was something else I was going to talk. Oh yeah, you can also tell in the shadow that like the roof is not casting a shadow. I don't know why that's like that, but I think it's probably due to the fact that there's 3 nodes on the shield roof, and then the rest of the roofs uses 2. I don't even know, but I'm not possibly gonna worry about it. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little progress update. I have been Nighthawk, and if you want to check out my add-ons topic, go ahead and just go down to the link in the description. Rather than, I will see you guys later. Bye!